put the stream in. Now we have to kill some audio probably because... Hello, everybody! We're live! Hello! Let's see if I can check all the sounds. This one should be off. This one is off too.
Great.
Okay, first let's test Oscar's audio stream.
Okay, hi everybody. Here's Oscar, live from the Netherlands. First episode this year.
Great. Chris, can you say something?
This is Chris, live from America.
Well, it's Jan Veen.
I think we're okay. I don't know if we have lost our only fan because of our...
Wait, are we on OnlyFans?
What? Yeah, we're on. Yeah. Oh, you did. Yeah. No, I think everything looks pretty good. I still don't know about the delay because that's a thing that might not be something that I can fix. What I did, first of all, welcome everybody. If we're live, and we probably should be welcome. We've been away for 2 weeks because it was just mayhem, and we just didn't get to do any of the streams. So sorry for that, but first stream this year, we're back. Happy New Year to everyone. And I
think it's very bad form that we were off for 2 weeks, and that was enough to convince our viewer, singular, not to watch.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's, maybe he's still watching. I haven't got my phone here, but maybe he'll drop a line. Yeah, so maybe we have lost our only live viewer, which takes away a little bit of the stress. And we'll just do this with the three of us and see whatever happens on YouTube. I did take the opportunity during our 2 weeks of not being there to completely reset the OBS scenes and build it up from the ground, just because there was so much beep in there that I just couldn't get a grip on it anymore. So now it's very neat. It's very simple. The only thing, and I've tried to find out how we can fix that terrible audio delay. I know what it is. It is the fact that the stream that comes in through NDI, through the Skype, is a different input than the stream of my live webcam and live microphone.
That makes sense.
My webcam and microphone are synced very well. That whole thing is being sent off, but apparently what comes out of Skype has a delay. And apparently...
So we need to try using something that's not Skype. We need to try using like Discord or Google or something, see if it makes a difference.
The reason why I started using Skype is because that's the only thing that always works for me. All the other things tend to have problems, but that might have been solved right now. And another thing is that Skype is the only service that provides NDI streams, and those are very well, you can manage them very well in OBS. On the other hand, if it causes a delay like that, what's the use?
I mean, when we did the Railsim one last week, we were all on Discord, and that seemed to work great.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yes, they had 3 people doing technical stuff in the background, but
I know that's one thing, and the other thing is that they were all on Discord, so all the inputs were coming from outside into the server. The situation here is that. Sorry for that, folks.
So I tried to block it.
Yeah, you tried to block it. That you shouldn't have done that because now somebody's speaker has blown out. Probably.
That was great because when you blocked it, you directed it straight into the microphone.
Yeah.
My speakers are now just like hanging out.
Yeah. That was an expensive cough. Sneeze.
It's good that we've maintained the professional level of quality.
Yes, definitely. So anyway, talking about the technical, I don't know how it's going to be with the delay now. I've tried to reset something. Maybe it works.
I guess we'll find out when we look back on it.
Yes. I can see already a delay in my screen. but it's very small delay. So if it's like that, it's sort of okay. If it gets more, it's not okay. And maybe next time we'll try and set it up differently. And but I don't know how Discord works, so that's going to be difficult. But maybe Zoom. I don't know. Let's see how this goes and take it from there. So that was the first point of of business, and for the rest, I think we should just catch up a little bit about what we've done over the last 2 weeks, what has happened in the world. Well, a lot, but some of the things we are not going to talk about.
We're not allowed to
no,
speak about
we won't talk about that one thing. And but maybe there are some other things. I think there are some Lego builds going on or have been going on. I've started something else.
I got my new Lego catalog through the mail.
Oh, that's okay.
Had some of the new kits in it. I do like the look of the new the Star Wars, the AT-AT.
Yeah, that one's
good. The AT-AT looks really nice.
Yeah.
I don't like the look of the price.
No. The prices have gone up terribly.
If I was going to spend that much on Lego, I still think it would be on the Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Titanic's great.
By the way, do we want to try that? Do we want to try, like, I'll buy the Titanic and then I'll mail you each one of the boxes?
That would be absolutely great.
$200 a box, and then we build like the front, the middle, and the back.
Yeah.
I'll build the middle because I'm in the middle of the webcam.
Yeah, we can.
Oscar can build the back. Paul can build the front.
Yeah.
And then we try and sort of hold them up on webcam.
Of course, we definitely need to do that because that would be so much fun. Also, what we probably should do then. I mean, let's just talk about this because this could be cool. We should try and do a live build. Just do the show, but during the show, just build all our parts and have a cam on that. And then just talk about it and do our thing, but then do an hour of live builds for a couple of weeks or whatever is needed. And do the show during that we're building, and then do the big like reveal in the episode where everything comes together. Literally. I mean, that would be so cool, you know? Yeah.
Definitely.
That would be so cool.
There is the difficult question of how do we get a box each?
Well, the thing is, what we should do is all buy the whole Titanic and then just start building our own piece.
Yeah.
I am not completely sure if there's any way I can get that through the financial side of my family, but I can still try. And because it would be a little bit, you know, weird to one buy it and then ship it all over the world. I mean, that's a little bit crazy. And again, one person should.
We could ask our viewers to crowdfund it, like we've successfully managed in the past.
That would be so. That would be so cool. The balance. I've just checked it just to make sure that I didn't make a mistake, but it's exactly 0. So
I like round numbers.
So I don't know how other people do that.
We managed to spend it all.
I think the only way to do it is to, and we need a sick puppy or I don't know. Maybe we need
adopt a child or something.
Yeah, something like that would probably bring us some money. But no, but let's try.
I know what we need to do. We need to make a video that has nothing to do with Intermodelbau, but actually just title the video Intermodelbau.
Exactly. Yeah. That'll create. Oh, I haven't checked that. Do we know how many views we've got on that one now? I think it's probably.
No, I did not.
Dive down again. We'll look at that.
Watch it.
We'll look at it later. Now I haven't got my phone here.
Oh, I have Rivian news.
Oh, cool.
I have a delivery window. Is probably the best way of putting it. The delivery window is first half of next year.
Next year, yeah. So
which is okay.
It
gives them enough time to sort of iron out the bugs on the first few that are coming off the production line, and maybe my investment in their shares will be worth a bit more by then, so it'll pay for more of the vehicle up front. So that's okay. I can wait. I mean, I don't have much choice.
I saw actually a YouTube movie about they were going to put protection film on the front of
the white
Rivian.
one.
The white one, and actually they did a complete inside and outside round of quality of the build.
That was a good video to watch because they didn't have anybody from Rivian there. It was a privately owned vehicle, and it was a guy that specializes in doing exactly that, detail work. So he went round it basically unbiased and pointed out all the things that were good and all the things that were bad.
Okay.
And it was an interesting video.
Cool.
But I think the outtake is that it was quite good.
I think he really liked it.
Yeah.
It came out well. It was nice to see something that was completely independent like that, because a lot of especially all the reviews that came from Colorado, that was a managed event, so they all had helpers and minders from Rivian that were there with them. But now you're starting to see a lot more independent reviews. It's starting to become obvious that they might actually have built a decent vehicle.
Yeah. And also, I think I don't know if it's 100% sure, but I think they're going to build them in Born in Netherlands. They're looking at possibilities of doing that, where they the old like DAF slash Volvo slash BMW Mini. Mitsubishi, a lot of cars were built there, but now they're trying to take that factory and build Rivians there, which would be great, obviously, for your European market.
Fantastic.
And it's still going to be expensive. I have to be. I'm actually sort of looking into electric cars for our situation with. The way things are going now with our work and with everything, we don't actually use the car that we've got now. So we should probably, and it's also getting old, and you don't want all the expensive. So we're looking for something new.
Yeah, you have the advantage of having a much wider choice over there than we do over here. So you have all the different VW ones that are over there. You have all the different Kia, the EV5 and the EV6.
Yeah.
The Kia Niro.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot. There's
Hyundai, Ioniq.
So
you have a huge
we've got
choice.
The Polestars. We've got as you say, the Kias.
Yeah.
We've got so much choice. And I've sort of looked at like the smaller ones first because I thought maybe first next to the other one, or let's see what we can do, and then we just need a car for us to go around the city maybe and drive up and down to Michelle's parents. It's all within 100 kilometers around the house, so that's not going to be a problem. And if you look at the cars, they're pretty expensive, but you can get a sort of a government grant if you buy one now. There's an incentive, a couple of thousands of euros, which might help. And we've narrowed down the list a little bit of possibilities, also because I would like a Rivian, but that's just way over the budget, so that's not gonna happen.
The problem with the Rivian for you guys is it's big for the road.
Yeah, it's not going to be practical here.
It's not practical in a European city.
No, I agree. I agree. So
have you added the Polestar 2 to your shortlist?
Yeah, Polestar 2. I like the Honda E. There are some things, but I like it, and Michelle hates it, so that's probably not gonna happen. She thinks it's ugly. Maybe if she sees it live, I don't know, but it's probably not.
The Hyundai Ioniq has been getting some really good reviews.
Yeah, the Ioniq 5 is. I mean, there's a couple of things here. If you look at cars like the Honda E, the Ioniq 5, those are electric vehicles. They have been designed, and it shows because it's futuristic. It's got screens. It's got everything. Built from scratch to be an electric vehicle, and it has good and bad sides. First of all, the good side is that it's especially made for it, so it's more efficient, and also you've got all the gadgets, but I'm not sure if all the gadgets are a plus or a minus. I have to sort of figure out whether I like that being like a Tesla only screens thing or not. So that's the thing. But the Ioniq 5 is being tested really well. I like the Kia EV6 a lot, but that's a little bit more expensive. So I don't know if that's gonna be something that we can do.
And then you have the VW ID3 and ID4.
ID3, ID4. There's a little bit. They haven't been tested that well. So I don't know about that, but we probably have to do a test drive. But one thing is that
I have something to talk about when we get to the end of this to do with the Dakar Rally.
Oh, okay. Okay. So another thing is that Lexus has got the UX electric, and but it's a little bit old technology, so they don't do the fast charging as good as the new ones, and it's also it's a hybrid that they've converted to electric. So it has the advantages of being a real car, but having put electric motors in it. The tests have come back really positive. They say it's a really good car to drive, and it's all positive. But the charging is a little bit yesterday, and also the range is not that good. It's only 300 kilometers.
That's the problem with the Honda E as well. As it say, it's a small car, it has to have a small battery, so the range is really bad.
Exactly.
But it's designed to really only be in cities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the only advantage of the Lexus, and that's why I'm still going to look for it, is that the car that I'm going to trade in is also a Lexus, so there'll probably be a little bit more for that. Also, they have brought down the price with 10,000 euros, and you get that grant on it because of that. So
that's
so that's other 3,500. So you get a lot of.
So which car is that? The Lexus
UX E electric UX UX electric. Yeah, sure. It's like a SUV type of thing.
Let me look.
Yeah, and that's why I'm still gonna look at it, even if it's got old technology. What people say is that don't let that hold you back, because the only real disadvantage is like the slower charge speeds.
Sure.
But for the rest.
Yeah, but what's a slow charge speed?
It's not. Well, that's the whole thing. It's not. That slow. I mean, if
it's under 100 kilowatt, then that's a problem. Yeah. But I mean, almost every electric car built in the last 3 years is over 100 kilowatt.
It's over that. So it's not going to be a real problem.
You're fine.
We're fine. You know, it's not as fast as some of the others, but it's still not bad. And then looking at what we're planning on using it for, I mean, I'm not planning on driving around Europe all the time with that car, or doing 400 or 500 kilometers a day with that car. That's not what we get it for. It's for, we only use it probably a couple of days a week, if we do it.
It's a nice looking car.
And then we only do it around here. So I'm going to look at that one. I still want to look at and drive in maybe the Honda E, just to, it's a totally different car. We've got the Mini electric.
Just because.
Yeah, just because. We've got the Mini electric.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the Honda E. But it's a real sporty car. The only problem with that is that it's got only 2 doors. And there's no backseat really. So for Giorgio, that's not ideal. He's still small, so it's okay probably. But I mean,
you can strap him on the roof.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the Honda E is it's a 4-door, and although it's a small car, it's still 4 doors. So that's pretty good. And the Lexus obviously is a lot bigger. Still not a large car, I mean, but it's still bigger than the others. Anyway, so those are the things. The Ioniq 5, I just want to drive that to see how that goes. Kia EV6, the cheapest one, might be something that's available, but they all say don't do that because it's underpowered. It's just that one engine. You always have to go for the step up, which has the extra horsepower, and that's a better choice. But that goes out of the range where you get that grant. So
is the grant applicable to the Polestar?
Yes, but only to the cheaper model. So I'm not sure.
Single engine rear wheel drive.
Yeah. No single engine for front wheel drive. That's the whole problem.
Oh, single engine front wheel drive.
Yeah, and I like the fact that the Honda E has rear wheel drive and the Lexus has rear wheel drive. I like rear wheel drive cars, or 4-wheel drive, obviously. Yeah. And what Polestar did is first they had 4-wheel drive, so 2 motors, and they took out the rear and not the front motor for the other one, which is weird to me, but anyway. So that's
probably to do with weight and balance or
maybe
something.
Yeah. So I mean,
and I really dislike the name, of course, because I'm a Mustang fan, but the Mach-E,
Mustang Mach-E,
it is in every review, I think it comes out as a very good car.
Yeah, my friend in Holland, the guy that dropped me off when I met you, Paul, he loves it. He's been a petrol maniac for as long as I've known him. I worked on Brommers with him when I lived in Holland, where we tried to turn a 50cc Brommer into a 55cc Brommer with drills and sandpaper, and so he's loved internal combustion engines, but he said he'll never go back.
No.
and he's got a Ford Mustang Mach-E, and he said he's really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Well, I'm not sure if that's going to be in the correct price bracket, but but it's a possibility. So anyway, there might be some news about my experiences with doing test drives on those cars.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
And the only reason, to be honest, I've said it before, I really love the car that I've got now. I know it's not, the green car that everybody needs to have. It's a V8, big engine but it's got the it's a for the cost right now. Only the mileage is expensive because of the gas.
Yeah.
But for the rest, I have no maintenance on it.
That's the thing. It's a known low maintenance thing at the moment.
And that's okay until something breaks. I mean, then obviously you get a problem. And if it's €1,000 or something breaks, it's still okay. But if it comes into something a couple of thousand, then suddenly it becomes a burden, and you don't know what you're going to do with it. So, and it's almost 300,000 kilometers, so you have to make a decision at some point. And we don't really need that car right now for what it does. I mean, we can get along with a much smaller car. But still, probably monthly costs are going to be roughly the same if I go to a smaller car. But you've got a new car with no maintenance, with low mileage cost, and so that's the only reason why I'm thinking of maybe switching, because if I had I would never sell that car, and I would drive it until I die, because it's the best car I've ever driven. But sometimes you just have to make the decision. So we'll see.
So hey, there are some companies nowadays who change your car into an electric vehicle. So if the price is almost the same or roughly the same or less,
it's not a stupid idea either.
No.
Because the floor space that you've got in that Lexus, you could get a reasonably big battery in there.
Yeah.
You could probably, with a single electric motor conversion and a battery, you could probably turn that Lexus into probably a 400-kilometer electric vehicle, 400 or 500-kilometer electric vehicle.
Let's just try and find out if that's a possibility.
Then there's the problem of it being unique, which means if anything goes wrong with it, no one knows how to fix it.
No, I think it would be fun if, being a petrol head, it would be fun if you had the funds to do it, just to make do it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
But in the situation where we are, we just need to also be aware of cost and everything. So it's probably not going to happen. But still, it could be worth investigating. So let's see how this goes. I'm open for any possibility on that.
Yeah, I'd be interested to follow along with this. See what you think.
It's a nice subject also for the show. So so that's something that we're sort of thinking about too.
Have you been watching the Dakar Rally?
Not really, to be honest. I was planning, but
Audi have a really interesting car. They have 3 cars running. They have the Audi SQ5 e-tron. And to start with, I thought it was all electric. And I was watching the rally and I was thinking, how on earth are they getting this sort of range out of an electric car? Because rally cars, they drive full throttle all the time, 300 or 400 kilometers in the heat, up and down sand dunes. I was like, how have they done this? And they did a little technical thing on the car last night in the show that we watched. And it's not completely electric. Basically done is built a train.
Oh.
It is a gas turbine that drives a generator that charges the batteries that run the motors.
Yeah.
So as long as they have gas, they can go forever. But everything in the drivetrain is electric.
Okay.
So they have this really simple turbine motor that drives the generator, and everything after that is electric. Just like a diesel electric train. But not diesel.
It's
And the thing that keeps failing on the car is the suspension, because the car is quite heavy. And every day, one of the cars has something breaks on the suspension, a wishbone or a shock absorber or a damper or a spring. The drivetrain has been absolutely bomb-proof, but the suspension has been sawdust and toast. It's been awful.
Yeah. That's it.
But they keep finishing in the top 3.
That's good. As long as they can drive on and fix it, then it's okay.
They have one sacrificial car at the moment that they're using to keep the other 2 going.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Well, it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to see. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, and that's of course also what they do with the hydrogen cars.
Yeah.
So it's also
the same sort of thing.
A sort of generator who makes sure there's electricity to drive on.
Yeah,
that's actually something I have more faith in than completely.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're doing long range, you need some sort of a hybrid solution at the moment. If you regularly do long range, you need some sort of a hybrid solution right now.
Yeah. I was planning on following Dakar. I really was, but I just didn't get to it. And now Tom and Tim Coronel, the Dutch guys, they stopped because his back was. I think they hit a bush or something, and they just went caterpillaring off, and the car was okay, but Tim's back wasn't, so so they stopped.
I know the Van Roy trucks are still doing okay, but they still don't have anything to compete with the Russians. The Kamaz trucks are just dominating again. Karganov, and I think Karganov is the guy that's leading the trucks at the moment.
Okay. Yeah.
It's always fun. It's always fun over here when I show people the footage from the Dakar rally. If I show them the big trucks and they're like, how are they rallying these? I'm like, well, not only are they rallying them, in some cases they're faster than the cars.
Yeah, you see them passing cars sometimes. Yeah. That's frightening, I think.
Yeah. But
I love the origin story of that as well, because way back in the beginning, it was just cars and motorbikes, and the support trucks had all of the mechanics, and the support trucks were what set up the camps. And the support trucks had to be at the end of the stage before the bikes and the cars were. And then the support trucks started racing each other, and then racing trucks in the desert just became a thing. I think that's such a great backstory. It's like, how did they end up racing trucks in the desert? Well, originally they were the support trucks.
That's right.
It's great.
Oh, cool. I didn't know. Yeah,
it's great. It's just amazing how these trucks, the size of it, they're big, so in the suspension it's an advantage. There's just this big chassis that just wants to go on, and the suspension just goes up and down.
But sometimes when you see them go over the top of a sand dune, when they become front heavy, and you wonder if they're just going to bury the nose on the ground.
Well, sometimes it happens, obviously.
That happened a few years ago. Karganov. Actually, Van Roy did it as well about 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, and obviously one of Van Roy had an accident. One of these guys was killed during that.
That was it. It killed the navigator because the trunk went face first, and I think it killed the navigator in the middle.
Anyway, maybe I'll pick up something of Dakar.
It's got another 3 or 4 days to go.
Maybe I will, but we'll see how that goes. I heard that by the way, that Formula One obviously now goes to Viaplay, so we have to pay for it to see it. I'm probably not going to do that, but I heard that Max and Jos have signed. They're now working for Viaplay because they're going to do documentaries and talk about everything that goes on outside the race and everything, and and Jos is going to be in the studio during the races and all that. Might be interesting, obviously, and it might be a reason to get more.
How much is Viaplay?
I think it's €15 a month, or €14 a month. It's not crazy thing, but it's like that. You know what the whole problem with that is that it's more and more. So it's yet another subscription. Before you know it, you've got 10 of these subscriptions. You pay €150 a month, just ongoing,
I suppose the question is it cheaper than or more expensive than the F1 feed? Because the F1 feed is subscription as well.
I think that's only €7 or €8.
So that might be a
a
cheaper
month.
option to do that. And
Yeah, so you could do the Formula One feed, and I mean it would all be in English, not Dutch, but
yeah, that doesn't matter too much. And the guys who did the Dutch commentary last 30 years will do live commentary as well, and they're going to stream it and synchronize it with the live TV image.
okay.
So you'll have the Dutch commentary, and let's see how it goes. I'm not.
If they use OBS for something,
they'll probably they're probably not doing that. No, it's let's see how it goes. I'm not saying I will definitely not do it, but I'm not leaning towards doing it because just out of the principle and just another monthly cost thing, I don't really want to do it. And maybe if we can follow it on another channel, then it's fine too.
But what are we going to talk about?
Well, we can talk about it because we've got reruns and we will still see it, but not live. That's the whole thing.
Oh, okay, it's just not live. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes. And for the rest, it's I see a little bit of news dripping in now from Formula One because I saw Russell now has checked in with Mercedes, and so I see something starting up again before they go and do tests and everything. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm still really excited to see the new cars.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm really wondering what they made out of it.
And also
because this year will be that startup battle of the engineers versus the FIA again. Well, you didn't tell us we couldn't do
There's
this.
going to be so much things that are illegal or
every team's
or
going to have
break
a
or.
I'm really interested to see what Williams do because Williams have a lot of their guys that were still with them when they were doing ground effects years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this might now have just fallen straight into their territory because they know how to do ground effects.
We'll see how that goes, but that's interesting too.
What also interesting is to see the bigger wheels.
Yeah, they look weird when they were racing them last year when they were doing the tests in Spain and things.
Yeah, true. And they are going to have wheel covers.
Well, that's
also something. Well,
aerodynamic. They had some of the teams had wheel covers a few years ago, but they sort of came and went.
Yeah. But now I think it's a must to have.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Yeah. Actually, but what will be fun is that they will be I think they not at the beginning, but they will start playing around with digital lights, etc. on the wheel covers. So that you can
on the wheel covers.
Advertising or which car it is or what his last lap time
should have
was.
Tire degradation percentages on it.
That would starting green and getting red.
Cool. Yeah. Except, the reason they wouldn't do that is because it adds weight to the car.
Yeah, that's the thing. And other people will actually see the wear instead of what they're reported to be.
Well, yeah, but then you can fake the wear gauge.
Yeah.
Our tires are fine. They're still green after 50 laps.
Well, at the end, I think the Pirelli shows sometimes the tire wear.
Yeah.
And then really the tires are already red, and then the guys driving it say, everything is fine. So
everything's fine. It's all fine.
That's basic.
Don't know what you're talking about. That tire that exploded, that was nothing to do with tire wear.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much weight on the wheels will influence it. And you've got RC helicopters with that, that have all the figures and everything with LED, so that'd be cool. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, it'll be interesting anyway, and we'll find something to talk about even if we can't see it live. So that's
yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
And for the rest, I'm not sure. I just a couple of weeks a little bit weird during the end of the year and a little bit busy.
Yeah, you get that weird period between Christmas and New Year where it's like Christmas is over, but I don't really feel like working again.
It's weird.
I'm just going to eat cheese.
Yeah.
That's the cheese period.
I'm just going to eat cheese. Yeah, I drink a lot.
That's the beer and cheese period. We started watching Harry Potter again.
Cool.
So because they had a 20th anniversary special on Harry Potter where they got all the actors back together, and we have all the movies on Blu-ray, so we said let's just start watching those again.
Cool.
So.
Oh yeah, we did start some new series. We just started Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, 2 days ago.
Yeah, we've got to start that. We just finished Hawkeye.
I haven't started that yet.
Hawkeye was okay. He's still the useless Avenger, but it was a good series because of the girl that was in it. She's obviously going to become Hawkeye now.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, I haven't seen that, but I'm probably going to do that. We did watch The Witcher. Series. I mean, I love that series. It's just so cool. So I saw the whole second season of that, which was epic. Which was just really, really cool. And we have now just started Manifest. I think it's already the second season now, or something. We started watching it.
Was that the one with the airplane that disappeared?
5 years of and it's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to think of it at the start. I thought it was cool, and then I didn't know, but now I'm totally hooked. It's just really cool.
On which platform is it? Oh, that's cool. Well, it's actually been on the Dutch television, and I've seen the first 2 seasons or 1.5 seasons, and then I somehow lost it. But I was really into it. It's the policewoman.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I love the storyline of it, and it's in some way it's just the right way. I don't know. I like it. It has all the things that make it sort of believable. It's weird to say because it's totally unbelievable, but it's not like crazy. It's not like these series where you think, oh no, they're not gonna do this. Oh yeah, they're gonna do that. It's pretty within the limits of where it's bearable to watch it.
Yeah.
It's just plausible enough.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So that's cool.
We're halfway through the second season of Westworld.
I haven't seen that. Don't know.
We because we have HBO now, we decided we'd finally start watching the new version of Westworld, and it's really good. They've done a great job. The first season was really good. The second season is shaping up to be really good as well. And then I think they're up to season 3 or 4, so we're just playing catch up at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all cool. I think somewhere in the next couple of weeks, Stranger Things is starting again, isn't it? Is that somewhere soon or?
Well, it should come back at least, but
they normally do it around Halloween, but they missed Halloween this year, so maybe or last year.
I think that's gonna be not too long before they start airing that again, which could be fine. Also, could not be. I don't like all the seasons as much as the first, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So
sure.
So yeah, that's a little bit what we're doing too, and also I've started a new hobby. Well, it's not completely a new hobby, but do you know the brand U-Gears? It's wooden kits.
Yeah.
And they do all kinds of things with a lot of moving parts and as you can see with cogs and everything. And it's like you just get, I don't have it here, but just get boards where you can just press out the wood, and it's done pretty well.
Yeah.
And you can build stuff. And I've started working at a hobby shop a couple of weeks ago, and they had some samples of new U-Gear kits, and I've started building it, and it's pretty fun.
I see the plan here. You started working at a hobby shop so that you can eventually get the Happy Hunter.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Exactly what I'm gonna do. So they've got all these things with running gears and things move. Things moving. It's pretty.
All made out of pressed wood.
Of wood, yeah. So it's pretty cool. And this is going to be like a marble run thing. And they've got 2 now. You can connect them, and they're going to be 2 more. And it's just something new. I have to just try it. So I built a little bit of that. So I'll keep you posted on how that's going. And for the rest, I'm still working on the little Rex Politie bus. That's almost done. I've ordered some decals for it with Rex Polizzi and everything on it. And once I've got those on, I think I'm pretty much done. So that's good. And then I should work on my 3D printer stuff again, but I haven't had much time to do that. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, there are a lot of plans what I could do. I don't know what my next one will be, but maybe we can decide on that next week. But let's see how that goes. And you started your Mustang build, Chris. I saw something.
Yeah, I've got the Mustang. It's everything except the last bag. I'm waiting for one missing piece to arrive from Lego. And hang on a second.
So you actually have quite often missing pieces.
All of the last few kits have all had at least one, and it's always something really small that's missing. So on this one, it's kind of hard to see, but this tiny little piece on the very back corner here, the one on the other side was missing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so this is where this is at the moment.
Still cool.
It is a cool build.
I really like this kit. This has been a real surprise to me because, even though it doesn't have the working engine in, and that guy on Racing Brick, complained about it, it doesn't have a working engine, but, the fact that the engine they put in
looks like the engine. Yeah.
Just the fact that the details in there, like the pipe from the radiator and the expansion tank and the suspension struts and everything, it's just a really clever way of making it look like the engine without it really being an engine.
And also the blue air intake. Or the filter.
And then the hinge mechanism on the door, that was really interesting because that is a very sturdy hinge mechanism. On there.
Okay, cool.
So that was kind of interesting to see that. And then obviously the thing at the back for raising and lowering the suspension for when you want to do the souped up version.
Yeah.
That was pretty slick the first time I saw that working. So did you build yours, Oscar, or is it still in the box?
No, mine was built years ago. Yeah.
So I really like it. I mean, there's a few things on here that are very weirdly Lego. Like, well, this piece right here, it probably won't come out on the camera.
Okay.
That piece is a very slightly different blue to all the other pieces.
That's a Lego thing too. That's a new problem also, and that's because they probably have these bricks made all around China or whatever, and it's different factories and it's not exactly the same. And you
can actually see
I see it
right there. So the one width brick is a different color than the two width brick.
And that's a common problem now with most Lego kits. And it's actually bad because Lego is trying to be the quality brand because all the others should be worse. But Lego is also getting worse. The missing parts is getting worse, and the color differences is something that they never had before. So that's a bit of an issue.
But the weird thing with the missing parts is it's always small. It's never a real big part.
They probably weigh the whole thing, and that's and if it's too small, if it's only a couple of grams, they probably don't pick it up as being a missing part. So that's why if something's missing, it's always a very small part, because if it's bigger, then they would kick it out of the quality assurance. But I don't know why it never happened like in the old days. I mean, I never had a kit with a missing part.
No. I mean, what was interesting with this one was the piece that was missing was actually missing in the second bag.
Oh, okay.
And it was something that was way down here under the seats at the back. And I kind of left it open, and then when I got onto bag 4, I think, there was another part that used the same thing. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'll put that one in the seat so I can finish that off, and then it leaves this one up here, way up where it's easy to fit. Yeah. And then the other thing that was kind of interesting is if you look under the front, it has these white teeth. That's only there for the build. That's while you're building. Okay. It's so that when you push
it doesn't
down
break off.
Here, it has something to hold on. And then right at the end of the build, you take those off. That's the first time I've seen that in Lego, where they temporarily put something in the kit that like a structural thing
that's
to
a good
help
thing
you build
because
it.
I've seen some of the other kits like Kobe or Shabao or whatever, and they had really great kits, but they don't do things like that, and it becomes really difficult to build. So that's a smart thing. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, but it's been a really enjoyable kit, you know, just because it's some of it's classic Lego, some of it's a little bit of Technic Lego. And I really like the shape. They've really the shape of this is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I like that too.
You know, the profile is perfect for this car, and I mean it's helped by the fact that this generation of Mustang really didn't have that much roundness on it, so it was kind of
chunky.
Chunky.
That's true. I like it. It's great.
You know, I really like it. So hopefully by next week the part will have arrived. I got a note from Lego saying it was in the mail. And then it'll be finished.
Well, it looks amazing already. So love to see the end result. That's just
this has been a really fun build actually. I really surprisingly fun. This was like the space shuttle for me. This was really interesting build.
Do you also have the DB5?
No, I don't.
I can also recommend that one.
Okay.
It's also a really fun build with all the gadgets in there.
The silver James Bond one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about that one too. Also, I like the piano. I've seen one of the Dutch guys that's on Instagram that I follow build the piano, and he's got it in his living room under a glass like thing, and it looks amazing. Yeah. It's just so cool as a part in so the piano is also great. But then again, you can spend thousands of euros. You were showing the engine of the Mustang, and I think I showed it before, but the engine of the
same.
This
sort of
is also so cool. The way that it's also like an older engine, you know, a very simple engine, but they've got so many nice parts on that. Also with the radiator and the air filter, and they've got the belt. So. You know, those kind of things. I love that more than the fact that it would have moving cylinders or something, because I don't really care about that. Yeah. And also the doors, as you say, it's just very well done. Also the whole thing is just put together so well, and I love this truck too. It's just great.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the Lego people that design some of these things, because when you're putting these kits together. And they have these really weird angles and things that it's like, why is this at such a weird angle? And then 30 steps later, you know, there's a windshield flips on and everything fits. And you're like, how did you come up with this?
It's great. It's great. And Oscar, did you finish your Supra? Did you start on it yet? No?
I even didn't start it.
You should probably do that quickly. But then again, we've all been sort of... half that during the last 2 weeks.
Doing other things last week.
You've been skiing, obviously. That was I mean, great stuff. That was looked very, very cool. Was the weather okay? Okay.
Yeah, it was quite okay. It was only very, very cold. Okay. So minus 20 on top of the mountain easily.
Yeah, that's a bit too cold, really,
but really cold. Yeah. And then when you doesn't need to work too hard to get down, then it really gets freezing.
I can imagine.
and mainly your hands and your feet. It's terrible. My toes and my fingers. I actually the second day I did put on 2 gloves. So
you need heated gloves.
Yeah. Actually, it would be nice to have heated gloves.
Heated gloves.
But almost. You do not need them normally. So this was quite extreme.
Well, that's the whole thing. There are years that you just don't need anything. It's just too hot really to even have a ski suit on. And sometimes if it's that cold, it just goes through everything, and you need thermal underwear and the whole shebang. Because
I was going to say, when you ski here in Utah, not until April does it get warm enough to go just in normal clothes. You have to have ski suit or thermal layers.
Yeah.
So,
but just the normal. So I've never worn thermo stuff. So it's only my winter jacket and trousers,
sweater
and that's really fine. That's really fine, even with -20. It's really the hands and the
the bits that stick out.
Yeah.
End of your nose, end of your fingers.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, because even with the gloves, the main part of your hand never really gets cold, but it's it's like when you ride a motorcycle in the cold weather, it's the ends.
Yeah. Well, I somehow always think I should have. I have no idea how they are called in English.
Mittens.
Mittens. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I dislike how they look like. So I always think you are a pussy on the slopes when you are wearing these. But
I don't know if they do them for skiing. I don't know if they do them for skiing, but for motorcycling, they do ones that have 3 pockets, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, and a thumb.
Okay. Yeah.
So you actually have some more dexterity inside the gloves.
Yeah.
They're really comfortable and they're really warm. I mean, the problem with a normal glove is it's designed like the radiator in a car. You have these 4 fins that are designed to give off heat.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So mittens, they may seem like something that you don't want to wear, but once you get to a certain age, you realize that being warm is more important than looking good.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I make up for it by going very fast, so nobody
can see. Yeah.
Was that a mitten going by? Oh, I couldn't see it. It was too fast.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell. It looked like this.
It's that one stupid
it's
guy.
A blur to me. Yeah. Okay.
How many coffees do you want? 1. Do you want 1 coffee? No, I want 1 coffee.
Oh well. Yeah. So anyway, so you're back home now and have a cold probably, and start back to go back to work. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really having a cold.
I saw that. Yeah. We heard that. We all heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's a cold and not the other thing?
Yeah.
Terrible. Well, I did a home test this morning.
Yeah.
And that came out negative. So
yeah, it's probably not that.
I really think, and we were back on Saturday evening, late. So I really think it's negative. And I just saw an app of our live viewer, Edwin, and he did also do an home test, and it's also negative. So I think we are good.
Should be fine.
Yeah, it's probably difficult. Yeah, but on the other hand. Am I going to say this? Yes, why not? So the first week of February, I need to go skiing again. But I have the problem then we go to Austria, and there you need the booster shot.
Yeah.
And I do not have it yet. And that's because I only got my second shot end of November. And they say there should be 3 months between.
Yeah, it's still 3 months over here.
So it would have been better, I think, to have COVID now, and in 2 weeks' time get an in my app, in my QR code app, the message that I just
recovered from.
Recovered from. And that's the same like the booster shot. So
a friend of mine's wife had it, and she was really ill for about 8 or 9 days. It took over a week before she started to really turn the corner, because her fever was running really high and she was just coughing like a horse. And but once she started to get better, it seemed like she got better really quickly. Like the symptoms disappeared pretty quick, and she was able to start, being more like herself again pretty quickly. But I think her expression was, "I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy."
We hear that from almost everybody that had it really bad.
So
and if it was clear how you react to it, then it would be fine. But it's every time different.
Everyone's different.
That's the whole thing.
You never know.
Anyway, enough of that probably. Let's try and it's almost an hour again. I don't know how we filled it up again.
Yeah.
I know we've filled an hour, but we've been talking about not Formula One,
which is pretty good actually. Yeah. Let's so for next week, we'll we'll pick it up now again, the weekly thing, because we just need to do that. Because if we don't do that, it'll just stop.
If you want to do a test in the week with OBS instead of OBS Studio, the other version of their software,
I will try. Maybe we can do that. If not, we'll do another week of this. We'll see.
And try it with Discord or try it with something else and see if the sync between the audio is any better.
One other thing I could do is have myself through Skype too, because then we would all have the same delay. And that will probably fix it too. But we'll see. Anyway.
Or we should sit in the same room.
Yeah,
it's also fixed.
That would be a lot better.
Yeah, but last time we tried that, we ran out of batteries in the camera.
There were all kinds of weird things going on then. Yeah. Well, it was nice to watch in the end. I mean, it was entertaining. Couple of hours.
Yeah.
After 18 different edits that YouTube wouldn't accept.
It's actually at the end the only show I watched completely back.
That was fun. Okay, well, I think this is probably enough for this week. Let's see each other again next week. I'll put this on YouTube and see if there's any views left. And I'll also check the views on the Intermodelbouw thing to see if that's going. And apparently Edwin has been WhatsApping you, Oscar. Was he looking? So everything.
Well, yeah, he was late, so he started from the beginning. So he's watching, but
so he's catching up.
But apparently it's watchable.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay, guys. Well,
so comment, subscribe, or the other corner, that corner over there.
Do something,
there,
and and we will see each other next week.